What's up, baby? Welcome back to another episode of Eevee's Clichés from Coast to Coast, episode number 1. Wow, that feels nostalgic in some manner. It really does. But today we're gonna be battling Dudimus. If that's actually, yeah, Dudimus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We're gonna have an OU battle, and of course this is a post-commentated battle, as you can tell. And so there's gonna be a lesson taught in this battle because as you can see. So before I introduce, I'm everywhere. I'm just everywhere. There's just something about this battle that is just. I hope you guys learn what I've learned, and at the end of the battle, I will highlight, and most likely you guys will see. But now, moving on to introduction. Um, my opponent on his side brings in the Scizor, Gengar, Azumarill, Mandibuzz, Heatran, and the Mega, which I'm just gonna spoil this alert, the Mega Manectric, because what is a Manectric in OU if it's not Mega? So we see the most OU team in life, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. We see that Heatran is a huge threat. Now on our side, because it's just OP. I'm just saying, it's too OP. I mean, well, what's not OP, right? If anyways, on my side, we bring Cradilly. Cradilly, that's how you say it. Leftovers, of course. We bring what's your name? What's your name? What's your brain? I forgot her name. She's the hippo. Oh, Hippodon, of course, with the Rocky helmet, Mega Medicham, Hitmonlee with the normal gem because standard stuff. Choice Specs Nidoking and instead of the Choice Scarf, and because I just love the power, I just love more power, and I might be changing that because most of the time I love to use Nidoking as clutch moves, with the Choice Specs. I mean Choice Scarf, but I don't know, Choice Specs just more power. Just drunk over that. And of course the Focus Sash Gengar because I think that is just the most beautiful thing to do. But anyways, without any further ado, man, I am just taking forever. We're gonna go ahead and start this battle right off the bat because you guys. So we do come in with that was yummy. We do actually start with Cradilly as my opponent starts with his special Magnetric. The reason why I say special is because I'm special defensively invested, and I just wanted to set up the rocks just right off the start, just doing standard stuff, being precautions about anything else that will come in the battle. Didn't really see a rapid spinner, but my opponent does go off with the Volt Switch. As you can tell, Cradilly eats that up like ain't nobody's business. So we go ahead, we see the switch, of course, with the Volt Switch, and my opponent gets the initiative with the Scizor, as I lay Stealth Rocks on my opponent's side of the field, which, at this point, I was like, okay, I'm not defensively invested. I don't know if this thing carries any sort of, like, fighting type move, which would be potential, and even if I really had no idea, so I just wanted to switch out because I was fearing the physical side being weakened, so, or even the knockoff, so my opponent, as I switch into Nidoking, goes for the U-turn, and I was hoping for less damage, but looking at this damage, as I actually concluded that maybe this Pokemon was Choice Banded. So with that in mind, I was just kept that in mind. But my opponent going for the U-turn, I switch out again, looking at that Azumarill. I was like, I'm not gonna survive a Aqua Jet from that thing. It's not super effective. But my opponent predicted the switch and goes for the knockoff, which I was like, damn, good play. I don't know if it was predicting the Cradilly, but as that happens again, I do switch out because I was just fearing a waterfall or something. Go into Hippodon because I know that I do have the Rocky Helmet and I know I can live at least one waterfall, and this would actually hit him. Oh, actually, he'll get inflicted by the Rocky Helmet and the Sandstream. So I was kind of banking on that. At this point, I have realized that I've made too many mistakes, so I couldn't switch out anymore to anything. Another thing that I did do wrong at the beginning, I mean, from my personal opinion, is the fact that I did not take a picture of my opponent's team, and that right there is crucial, at least to me, because I had no idea what I was doing at that point. I didn't know what to switch into, why I want to keep some of the Pokemon intact, preserve them and stuff like that. My opponent does actually switch, um, as I stay. Of course, once I brought the Medicham, I go for the Mega as he switches into the Scizor. So that's what's happening right now. Just kind of, maybe because you guys are kind of like listening to me as my thought process behind all these moves. I do go for the fake out just in case he wants to go for a U-turn or switch out or anything like that, which I was kind of scared of him switching out to Gengar. So you will guys see why I bring that up. But I do go for the Psycho Cut, but we see that it is resisted, of course, because of bug typing on Scizor. He does go for the U-turn, and I was thinking I could live one because of fighting, and that was amazing that I did. I can tell you that much. So right here, we both get buffeted, and I actually live on 3. I really thought I was like, oh my god, I lived. I really was. So right here, I was like, I think I could take him out with a bullet punch, but I actually did not. I figured it was super effective, but I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what happened. I really don't know. But this thing is fat. My opponent does withdraw, and I was expecting the Gengar. I was like, okay, Wilma, it must be Gengar. But no, it was actually the Mandibuzz. And right here is where it all begins, ladies and gentlemen. I really thought there was a chance here. But we see that the fake out does nearly anything. Fortunately for us, he's not carrying the Rocky Helmet. Instead, is carrying the leftovers, which at the same time it makes it a problem because this thing is fat as it is. So I go with a rock slide, and we see that it does a huge amount of damage for not being stabbed. That is pretty amazing. So this thing is kind of not fully invested in defense. Maybe it's actually probably like balancing somehow, or maybe special defensive. But we go for another rock slide. And this almost gets him down, and I should have predicted a roost right here, and I could have maybe switched out into something that would have hit him harder. But like I said, I did not take a picture of my opponents to kind of see what else he had. I did know that he had the Gengar back there, but then again, he could have easily switched it out. You know what I mean? But right here, he can easily stall me now as he goes for the Toxic. And that right there, seeing that really does cause a lot of problems because of Cradilly. You'll see. So right here, I was like, okay, this is just gonna be a non-ending cycle. We're just gonna be going back and forth. I have to switch out. I just gotta get out of here. There's no point in staying in. And I was thinking I gotta go in with the Nidoking, try to hit him with a super effective sheer forest choice specs ice beam. I have to do some damage. And right here, as I go for this attack, and you can see the trouble that this is costing me. I was expecting him to switch out. I really was. You do not know how bad I was expecting him to switch out. And my missed prediction. Oh, and by the way, the crit. Oh my god. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, so the flamethrower though, I was expecting him to switch into a Scizor, and that's why I went for the flamethrower instead of the ice beam. Huge mistake on my part, but it's okay. We all learn over predictions. It happens. So he goes for another knockoff onto my my Cradilly. That was yummy, and knocks off my leftovers on everything. No, he already had knocked it off or something. Anyway, he goes for the Toxic now, and of course messed up. I did actually predict him to go for the Toxic, so I went for the Recover. Right here, I think I was I was thinking I should have gone for the Stealth Rocks right now, and then for the Recover. Actually, sorry, I should have gone for the Toxic, for my own Toxic, instead of the Recover. But he actually withdraws, and fortunately for us, we didn't go for the Toxic this turn. We actually went for our Stealth Rocks. Because it was really confusing trying to play this out in live. I was thinking, okay, he can easily just go for the Defog as I go for the Stealth Rocks, you know what I mean? but then he can switch out into Scizor as I go for the Toxic. So it was really, really confusing. So right here I switch out because I was predicting the U-turn. I really was. So I bring in Nidoking as Death Fodder, looking at what he's doing. We do realize that he is Choice Banded because there's nothing else that he's been doing but U-turning and I think the knockoff that we saw. No, was it a knockoff? Maybe a knockoff. I don't recall. I'm like everywhere. I'm kind of explaining to you guys what I was thinking as we were going through this, so you can kind of understand the background of my errors. So the Stealth Rocks do really actually play a great it's a great benefactor to our situation right here. We actually have even if we have a slight little chance of winning, but the default is evident. There's no way, I mean, there's no reason not to go for anything else. As I bring, that was yummy. I go for my Toxic because I doubt he wants to switch out on a potential Stealth Rock. And my opponent right here just gets Toxic, starts flapping his wings slow. That's one thing I like about the Pokemon that are moving fast. You know what I mean? Their wings starts flapping slow. I know I'm kind of drifting off topic, but it's actually interesting. Like Golbats and all those. But he does withdraw. I have no idea why. At this point, because I have nothing else but maybe go for the Stealth Rocks, which I do in this part or this turn, and I go for the Stealth Rocks, predicting hopefully for the Mandibuzz to come back out if it does, and that poison is really killing me. But right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here, the Bullet Punch. I actually decided to stay in. I was like, okay, you know what? It's probably gonna go for a U-turn. I think I can live one, so I go for the recover. And nope, it didn't work out in my favor. That Choice Banded Bullet Punch is just too strong. Goes for another Bullet Punch, and can you believe this actually kills? Oh my goodness. I hope at the end I will ask him, maybe, or maybe in the comment section. Hopefully he does comment what set he's running on this. Was it Choice Banded? We live this Bullet Punch miraculously. Right here I was like, okay, you know what? Gengar's my last Pokemon. Either a Will-O-Wisp or Shadow Ball, it does not matter. This thing, even if I take it out, I'm not gonna take out his whole team. He still has 6 Pokemon left. He has Azumarill, Scizor, Mandibuzz. He has everybody. I'm not. Dudimus, you played flawlessly, to be honest. And he had the Heatran. Like, that thing could have been Choice Scarf. You know what I mean? So lesson learned from this battle, to be honest. Sorry, I just like had a little moment there. Lesson learned, I think, from my experience, it's not the over prediction. It was actually all the switches I was doing. Too many switches. It was like Switch City in there. So if anything you want to learn from this battle, I got 6-0'd. It was nasty. It was embarrassing, but you know, a battle's a battle. I mean, we all learn every time. I don't know what else to say about that, but besides the fact that Dudimus played, you know, like a god. 6-0'd, you don't get 6-0'd every day, so that was something that he should honor. And you guys learn from this, and we all learn. I learned not to be switching out all the time, you know what I mean? Because dang, it does cost some games. And over prediction, I think, you know, over prediction overall, you know, I want to say it wasn't the over prediction, but it was over prediction because obviously, you know, you over predict and stuff like that. And that's the risk that you run, to be honest. And as my opponent, as a trainer, if you do a good job at predicting your opponent to kind of over predict, man, you're playing at another level. That is something to command, to applaud upon. And Dudimus, thank you very much for that battle. And you guys, please, I'm gonna be looking out for more of these battles. The next one I'll probably do it live or something like that. But thank you very much for joining me and listening to me go on and on about today's battle, because oh my goodness, this thing was intense, let me tell you. So other than that, just thank you very much again, and like always, just sit back, relax, and game on.